Hi, I'm Kristin Boyd, Director of Community Engagement with the Reading School District. Thank you for joining us on our Life Lessons podcast. We have with us today a very exciting Mary Liz Eshbach and then two students from our Project Peace Club. So I'm just going to lead in with Mary Liz, just ask her to tell us a little bit about herself, and then we'll have the students introduce themselves. So Mary Liz.
Hi, I've been an educator for 16 years. I started working at the Reading School District in 2010, January of 2010. And the following school year was the year that Project Peace was born. I was a teacher there, and unfortunately we had several incidents that happened in the beginning of that school year that were incidents of violence amongst youth. And so kids got together and they said, we want to do something about this. And I just kind of harnessed all the kids' energy together and I said, okay, let's do something. And so we had a meeting and we called ourselves Project Peace, and that was where we were born. We've been meeting since February of 2011 ever since. In the high school, they meet every Tuesday after school. And we've since expanded to all of the middle schools in the Reading School District, to the Citadel. And we keep expanding different places, so who knows where we'll be next. But there's advisors at each school, and there's programs at each school. Some of the advisors are security guards or counselors. Not all of them are teachers. And it's just kind of a way for us to get youth together to make a change in our community. The Project Peace started as a result of a reaction to violence in our community, but since we've also expanded to include other risky behavior like drug and alcohol involvement. So we started as an anti-violence group, and we've grown to realize that much of the violence that happens in our city and in our communities happens in partnership with drug and alcohol use and abuse. So since then, we've kind of taken on that goal as well, to try to prevent some of the alcohol and drug misuse and abuse in our society.
Very nice. And girls, if you want to introduce yourself and tell people just a little bit about yourself.
Okay. Hi, my name is Kusilishca Yepez, but my nickname is Kuski. I am 17 years old. I am the president of the Reading High Project Peace, and I've been in Project Peace for 3 years now. And I really like Taylor Swift and One Direction.
Can you tell me, just before we jump to your introduction, why did you decide to get involved with Project Peace?
It was my sophomore year. It was me and my best friend, and we thought, hey, we need to join a club so it could look good for our college applications and all that. And her cousin told her about Project Peace. It's a good thing. And I never knew that joining a club could mean so much to me. Like 3 years later, I'm the president. I never would have imagined it.
Very nice. And you, introduce yourself.
I'm Genesis Gomez. I'm the vice president of Project Peace in Reading High School. I'm a senior, and I go to Tech for health medical professions.
And why did you want to join Project Peace?
Well, I joined because I always thought that I wanted to help other people in my school, but I never knew how until Kuski told me that Project Peace. So I just joined last year, and this will be my second year.
Very nice. I know our life lesson today is Be the Change, which is one of the mottos for Project Peace. So can you tell me just a little bit about how you live that motto in your everyday life and among your peers at school? Whoever wants to go.
Well, for me, I like to lead by example. So I try, nobody's perfect, but I try to. If somebody's struggling to something, I try to help them out the best I can, because I never want to see somebody struggling.
Very nice. Then go ahead.
I apply Be the Change to my life by I always smile no matter what. Like, I think giving out positive energy is better than negative energy. So no matter what, I'm always smiling. People tell me, wow, you really inspired me to do this, or you're an inspiration to me. And that's even better than what I could ever hope for.
So when you're with your peers and they're kind of looking up to you as role models, how does that make you feel that Project Peace is such, I want to say, an elite club? That's what I think, and that people look up to you as kind of those positive role models. How do you feel like that, kind of walking through the hall, that you're that for them?
Whoa. Even being a role model is something like, that's a responsibility, because if you make one tiny mistake, it's like you're being watched like by so many people. But I take pride in that, because people look up to you like, hey, look, she's in Project Peace. She's making a change in the city of Reading. Maybe I can too. I want to check out Project Peace. So it's really makes me feel really happy knowing that I'm that for people.
Very nice. Do you have anything you wanted to add just about that?
Being a role model it's an honor for me. like I didn't want to be a role model, honestly.
Why is that?
Because it's a lot of responsibility.
Mm-hmm.
But since I'm already am, they chose me. I have my responsibility is to give back to them. So I need to try the best I can do for them.
Very nice. I want to just talk about some of the projects that you've done, especially revolving around that Be the Change motto. Can you tell people just some of the things you have done over the last few years?
In Project Peace.
We did middle school presentations with Talk It Out. And we talk about our experiences with bullying and other stuff that it's really bad and harmful to us.
Mm-hmm.
I really like it with the middle school presentations because it's just like, oh, look, they're regular teenagers like us and they've gone through similar things with me. And it's like, wow, if they can do that, we can do it too.
Tell me a little bit just about that project in terms of what did you tell middle school kids? What was your message to them?
We had 2 different presentations that we've done recently. Talk It Out with Burke's Talkline. We partnered up with them, and then we did In My Shoes, where Project Peace members, we take off our shoes and put it on the edge of the stage, and we all introduce ourselves. And the MC, she was one of them last year, picks up a card and reads it. It's like a little bio about them, and the audience has to guess who it is. And whoever's shoes it is, they walk up to it and they say their story. And we got really good positive comments about it. It's like, wow, you think you know someone when you really don't. They've gone through similar things you have, and if they can make it through it, you can too.
How does that, I guess, affect your own life when you think about that, just trying to relate to your peers or relate to other people in school, that you have more similarities than differences? How do you deal with that at Reading High?
I kind of deal with it good because, like, if I see someone like frowning or something, my instinct is like, oh, try to make them laugh or something. That's just me as a person. I know what it feels like to like cry, have a bad day, and then someone who like picks you up is like, wow, you just made my day. Like, thank you. So, yeah.
That's good. Anything for you?
For me, it makes me more conscious about other people's feelings. I know I like to joke around a lot, and other people don't see this as jokes. So I need to be aware of what I'm saying to other people.
Very nice. I know one thing that Project Peace does is the Peach March every year. Do you want to tell people just about that, where the idea came from and the impact that you've seen that have on students in our community at large?
Sure. So when I was advisor of the original Project Peace group of members, they said, we want to do something about the violence in our community. We want to do something about this or do something about that. And I said, okay, it's your club. You do it. So let's think of some ideas. So the original idea for the middle school presentations came from that group of kids, and we've been doing it ever since. They also came up with the idea of a peace march. And I guess it's something they had heard of or they had done in other cultures or other places. And they said, we want to march through the streets of Reading. And so instead of just coming up with a starting and ending point, they said, hold on, we want the whole city involved. So they said, let's have the starting points be at all the 4 middle schools, like the 4 corners of the city. And then we'll converge in the center and walk up Penn Street to City Park, and then have a big, rally and presentation. And it's a community gathering. We have a lot of community organizations that host tables there with information from their organizations. So we do that every year. So this will be our 5th year, crazy, doing the Peace March. So we're really excited about that, and that will happen sometime in April. We usually host it in April. The kids love it. It's kind of our big party for Project Peace. It's a whole lot of work.
Absolutely.
We usually get about 500 people to come to the march and participate in it. So it's usually a good showing. We get all kinds of organizations to donate their time and their materials to be able to help us feed and host everybody in the park. It's great.
I wanted to just jump back to the In Your Shoes project. I just thought that was really interesting. So what story did you share about yourself or that you thought related to the middle school kids?
For the In My Shoes presentation,
In My Shoes, sorry.
I talked about how I was a victim of bullying and the process of it, and then how I overcame like my insecurities to accept the person I am.
Can I ask, how did you do that? I mean, to be at such a young age and say, you just said it so casually, but there are adults who still, may not be able to comprehend and overcome. How did you do that?
Well, it was kind of hard because I thought like I needed to look a certain way to be accepted by society, but I had amazing family members and closest friends to me
Mhm.
that said, hey, Kuski, you're amazing the way you are. You need to realize that. So that really helped me. And then certain stars I'd look up to, like Demi Lovato or Taylor Swift, they overcome critics and look at how successful they are today.
I think that's amazing to be a senior in high school and already have that realization that it's important to be you, and then to piggyback that with be the change, the impact that you're having. I could already tell you just radiate positivity, whether you're, speaking or not. So for you, what did you share in that project?
I didn't share anything
You were
because
the
I was the
MC.
MC.
Got
Yeah.
it. So what story would you share? What would you want people to know that you've overcome or were able to deal with that you think they can learn from?
I was a really shy person. I don't really like talking to people, but you just have to say hello to somebody and they become your best friend.
Wow. That's part of Oprah right now. Did you
Is
guys
it?
see that?
No.
She has a whole say hello
Say
campaign.
hello?
And that's what she's telling people, just say
Hello.
hello.
Yeah.
Because
Just
you
like
never
Oprah.
know the door that would open. There you go. You could be the next Oprah MC. So, Mary Liz, did you want to add something?
Well, I was just wondering, Genesis, I know you said you were shy. Like, if you had to do middle school presentations this year, do you think you could do it? Share your story this year?
Like, probably. I
Yeah.
guess.
It's
Think about
amazing.
it.
What I love about Project Peace is it's really student-centered,
Mhm.
and it's really about bringing out the best in these kids. And what happens is there's a real hunger in our community for, that needs to be fed. That, like, the kids want to do something, and they want to be positive, and they want to make a change, and they want to make a difference in our community. And just offering them the opportunity, and Project Peace is one of those opportunities. There's
Mhm.
many in our community, but a lot of kids don't know about them. And when they finally get to Project Peace and they realize, wow, they can make a change, they become leaders like Genesis
Absolutely.
and Kuski. And we've graduated so many wonderful leaders out of Project Peace, who maybe started out a little bit on the fence and ended up just shooting ahead and becoming real role models in the
Mhm.
community, and they're still doing it and they're giving back. And it's kind of like they get that taste of what it feels like to help somebody, and they just keep doing it. And it's so wonderful to
Very
see
nice.
that. And I love to hear them talk and to be
Mhm.
around them and to see them share, because it just inspires me over and over again.
Would you have thought from that February 2011 meeting that this is where you would be at just a short time later?
We had 5 kids come to that first meeting.
And how many are involved now?
Well, oh my gosh, I can't add it up just yet, but I think it's over 250 or 300, because we have 105 kids in the Southern Project Peace, the Southern Middle School Project Peace alone. So that's kind of a newish group. Last year they had 5 kids, and this year they have 105, and it's just that call to action, and the kids are answering it.
Very good.
And so it's exciting for me.
I
and
said,
for the
imagine
kids.
the impact that all those
It
kids
can't be.
being the change in our community, not just the school district,
Mhm.
but the greater Reading community. And then when you go out and branch out, that you're going to take that positivity, that light, and just keep spreading that. We're just so proud of you girls. And thank you for being involved. And again, being that smile that someone needs when you walk into Reading High. We appreciate it. So thank you very much again for joining us. Again, I'm Kristin Boyd, Director of Community Engagement with the Reading School District. We were so happy to have Project Peace here, our smiley girls. So we hope that you join them for their Peace March. Again, that's always in the spring in the city. More details to come on that. Again, thank you. Have a great day.
Arigato.